welcome to Lesbian Love. This is your girl V, and today my special guest is Jay. Jay, thank you for joining us.
Hey, thanks for having me.
So, Jay, I always ask people when I say the word love, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
Oh, love for me is like a natural, happy butterflies thing. It's just naturally organic with a whole bunch of butterflies.
Okay, yeah, they're butterflies in the gut feeling.
Yeah.
I like that. Now, in the LGBT plus community, some people are really funny about labels, but I'm going to ask you, how do you label yourself and how do you identify?
So I label myself as a stud and I'm gay.
Okay. Mhm. And when did you know that you had feelings for women, or when did you start to feel like, yeah, I think I'm definitely gay?
It was high school for me. So around 15, 16-ish.
Wow. And I want to talk to you about like your coming out journey all the way to motherhood and talk about like what it's like for a lesbian raising a little boy. So
Okay.
tell me about your coming out journey. Like, how did you come out to your family? When did you come out?
So I came out, in high school. So around that time when I was 15, 16. As far as my family, I never got a chance to actually come out and say, "Hey, family, I'm gay." I have a twin sister, and so when I was in high school, she kind of snitched on me. She saw me hanging out with the rainbow clique,
Mm.
and I was with the other people that were out, and she kind of told my mom. My mom asked me, are you dating girls now or what? And when she asked me, she kind of asked me in front of my siblings,
Mm.
and kind of I was embarrassed, and so I didn't give her an answer. I think I kind of said, well, why would you ask me that in front of everybody? And she never came back and asked me, and we never really talked about it. I think she knew then, hey,
Mm.
well, yeah, okay, yeah, she's gay. So,
Yeah.
she still loved me. And
So she asked you, but you guys never really had a conversation about it.
right, we never really had the conversation about it.
Mm. What about now, years later? Have you sat down and talked about it?
No, we never really had a one-on-one about, the typical questions. Why are you gay? What did I, moms try to blame themselves. What did I do to cause you to be gay, or things like this? So we never really had a one-on-one talk about it.
Now you mentioned that you have a twin. Is it an identical female twin?
We're fraternal, and she is a female.
Is she gay? Uh-huh. And what was your twin's reaction? Like she outed you to your mom, but how did she react to seeing you with your gay friends in high school and kind of knowing that you were gay?
I don't think it bothered her. I think, naturally at first, with it being different, it's like, you're gay. Like, what's wrong with you? But she never talked about me or disowned me or didn't want to hang with me or anything like that. It was just, we twins. So it's like when her head hurt, my head hurt. Like we still was twins at the end of the day. So
Tell me about like your first love.
So my first love was in high school, after my best friend. So my first love, met her on the metro bus actually. After school I would go to work. And her school was down the street from my school. She went to a different school. Um, and we had like the same route. And so we would get on the bus and it would be my school and her school in the back of the bus, and we used to just be teenagers and be loud and do, do stuff. I noticed her for maybe like a week or so, and but I never said anything. I always thought she was an attractive girl. And then I'm still like new to the gay thing. So I'm like, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything to her.
Mm.
And then after a while, she had a friend come to me and ask me out.
Wow.
So,
So she sent her wingman over to you.
mhm, mhm,
Okay. And so her friend came over and said, like, hey, my friend is interested in you.
yes, yes.
Ah, okay. And then how did you at like age 16 start dating her?
So I got up and I went sat next to her, and I was like, hey, I gave her my number, and I was like, hey, give me a call, things like that. And she would call me when she could, 'cause, she wasn't out, and she was hiding it from her family. Um, and from there, we just clicked. I eventually bought her a cell phone, and we was able to just call each other all the time, and we spent what the next 10 years together.
Wow. So that relationship lasted the next 10 years.
Yeah, it was about on and off 10 years.
Mhm.
During the 10 years, we actually had conceived a son. Um, yeah, we
Wow.
did baby together at that point. So,
So the two of you during that 10-year relationship, you talked about having kids and then you actually had a child together. So you have a son from that relationship.
right.
Wow. And how did you do that? Did you do in vitro or how did you go about deciding to conceive a child?
So we were really young. So we didn't really know, we heard about in vitro and we heard about, how you can go to the doctor and do all of that. But at the time, I'm 19. I think I was 19 at the time. And, we didn't have the sources for that.
Mm-hmm.
So, this was somebody I thought I was going to be with forever. I was in love. I was like, what do I need to do to help the situation? And we had a friend that we knew and he offered to help. And he would help. We started off with like the turkey baster thing, the stories that everybody tell you. And that wasn't really working for her. And so I went and bought fertility pills. I'm like, well, maybe you're having an issue down there, so let me be a doctor and get pills. So she was faithfully taking the pills, and I was buying the ovulation kits, making sure we was doing it while she was ovulating. It got to the point to where we did it every month, twice a month, once a month at that period, and it just wasn't working. So I want to say about a whole year goes by, and I'm just like, hey, you know what? If it's not really working for you, how about I try it? How about I do it? And it took one time. It
Oh
took
wow.
one time, and I was pregnant, and we had
Wow.
our baby. So,
Wow. And so
yeah,
now you have a 10-year-old son.
yeah, 10-year-old son.
And so once the two of you broke up, did you continue to like co-parent?
Yes, so we ended up breaking up around my son was one-ish, two-ish, where it was actually official with the breakup. We did continue to co-parent. She would have him half of the week and I would have him the other half. Um, so it was good. It was ongoing for a while. And eventually that did die down.
Mhm.
So now I'm completely full time
Mhm.
with
So now
him.
you're the full-time single mom.
Yeah.
Mhm.
hmm
So let's talk about being a single mom and raising a little boy. Some people
hmm
feel like a lesbian cannot teach a little boy how to become a man. So, what are your thoughts about raising a little boy and teaching him the things that he needs to be a grown man?
Well, at the end of the day, I'm still a female, I'm still a woman, and I naturally have that mother's instinct. Just because I'm a lesbian didn't change that, And just because I'm a single mom, single moms has been raising boys forever, you know. I know with me, a lot of my friends, um, they don't have fathers, in-house dads. And I got a lot of friends that are boys, a lot of friends that are women, and they turned out great with just having their mom. So
Mhm.
same thing for me.
Yeah. That is important to mention because like you say, you're still a woman, you're still nurturing, you still have that natural mother's instinct. So
Mhm.
regardless of sexuality, you're still gonna do what you need to do to give your son what he needs to be successful in life. I
Right,
respect that. And not all moms are good moms, regardless of sexuality. There are a lot of heterosexual mothers that are still not good moms.
right.
Yeah,
See.
I respect that. So, what is life like for you now as a mom? And what are some of the biggest changes in life as far as being a mom now?
Oh man. So with him at birth, at first I was, I was young, I was going out, I was doing things, and when I conceived, things changed. So I had to focus on him. It was hard trying to find the right formula for him because he couldn't eat properly and he was having problems. It took me 6 different formulas to find the right one. And then as he got older, I had to learn his medical history, like his allergies and dermatologists taking him to the doctor saying, why he has sensitive skin and what happened and how to treat it. So it was stressful.
Mm.
Uh, but when you're a mother, you got to do what you got to do.
Mm. And what about dating? You went from being, at some point you were probably like a single player in life to now you are a mom. So, what has that done for your dating life?
So dating for me, after my relationship with my high school sweetheart, after that, it was like, I would just want to focus on my son. So I went years without dating. And then when I would date, it would be small. It would be, hey, I got a son. I can't really be here all night. I got to get home. If you're okay with that, then maybe we could, date. But I want to say my son did kind of put a block
Mhm.
into my dating life. So it did put a toll on that.
And what about now? Because your son is 10. So what does he say about like if you're dating someone? Does he say, Mommy, is that your girlfriend? Or what does he say about you dating?
So now that he's older, I think he knows that I'm gay, but he doesn't know. I've never really introduced him to a girlfriend. I never really said this is my. I start off with a friend because that's how you got to start off these days. You never know.
Right.
And so he's always thought that the women that I did bring around were a friend, and they were there and they loved him too as well. Um, but now that he is older, he likes to have all of my time. So I don't really think he wants me to date.
Mhm.
Um, he be trying to tell me I need to get home and stuff like that. But I know that's my fault. I've spoiled him rotten. So
So he tried to put you on a curfew.
yeah, yeah.
Has he ever said to you, why don't you date men? Or Mommy, why don't you have a boyfriend?
Yeah, he said that a couple times. He's asked me, when I was going to get married and if I'm going to have another baby, can he have a little brother? And I just kind of blow it off, trying to kind of change the subject. Hey, I don't think I want to get married yet, son, and I
Mhm.
don't want a boyfriend, and I just kind of change the subject and
Mhm.
wait till he asks me again and see what else I can do. Figure it out the next time. What answer can I give him the next time?
Right, because as he gets older, the
Yeah.
questions are going to get more complicated.
Mhm. Mhm.
Yeah, all parents have to deal with that.
Yeah.
So, Jay, what would you say to society about how they view same-sex relationships or same-sex parents?
I would say, at the end of the day, we're human. I mean, we're human just like everybody else. The only difference is I prefer to be with a woman versus a man. Um, you know, I'm I'm just like everybody. I'm successful, I'm stable.
Mhm.
I raised my son, he has everything. And I would just say, love is love. I'm gonna love my son, I'm gonna love myself, I'm gonna love my partner,
Mhm.
just as much as y'all would love, y'all kids and y'all partners and everything like that. So I would say, leave us alone. Don't judge us. We're good too. We
Right.
can have things on our own like everybody else. So
Hmm.
we got
Definitely. You said it. Love is love. At the end of the day, the love that you have for yourself and for your son, that's all that matters. Sexuality aside, that's all that matters.
it.
And
Right.
I can tell that you love your son, and I want to applaud you as one of the many single moms for stepping up and doing what is necessary to raise a successful young man, especially a young black man nowadays.
Hmm.
So kudos to you.
Thank you. Thank you.
And I want to remind you, like I say to everyone on Let's Be Love, let's be the love that you want to see in this world. Jay, I want to thank you for your time. Thank you for sharing your thoughts. And I wish you and your son nothing but success.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for having me.